The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Anything But Freakin Wrestling, the show that usually airs on Saturday. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's Thursday night. Jeff and I are recording this on Thursday night because I have a lot on my plate tomorrow, a lot I have to do. So we're trying to get a little ahead of the curve by doing the show. And Jeff, I have to say we're doing the show on Thursday night because I just feel very giddy and I feel like I have a smile on my face that I can't wipe off, and I want people to understand why. The Dodgers choked again in the playoffs, and as a Giant fan going all the way back to my father and the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodger rivalry, the Giants not getting in the playoffs this year, the Dodgers being eliminated today makes up for it. And I feel very giddy, Jeff.
No, I understand. Like I was saying to you before we came on here, it's the same feeling I have as a Yankees fan. You know, when the Yankees didn't make the playoffs and the Red Sox would, and if the Red Sox lost, you find joy in that. It really, whatever team you like, when your team's rival loses, you get pleasure in that. That's just the good nature of sports. I don't think it's hating. I think that's just part of having a rival.
Yeah, and Jeff, I got to tell you, the playoffs this year have been great, and I think so much of it has to do with a lot of teams being in there that haven't been in there for years. I think that's where the excitement is coming from. Bro, I think the last times the Cubs won the championship was 1908. I think the Blue Jays last year was 1993. I think the Mets was 87, if I'm correct. So I think that's where the excitement comes in. And listen, hey, I've been spoiled the last 5 years. Giants have won the World Series 3 out of the last 5 years. But I got to tell you, I'm enjoying this, seeing the new teams in there. The Giants are out. The Cardinals are eliminated. The Dodgers are out again. We're seeing some new blood in there. And I got to tell you, Jeff, even though, listen, you and I both know television ratings don't matter. We know that, right, Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, Mets and the Cubs, Chicago and New York. Bro, those games are going to do huge numbers.
Yeah. I plan on watching that series, and I really have no interest in the American League Series. I don't like Toronto. I really don't care about the Royals, so I will watch the Cubs and the Mets just because of the teams in it. Two of my good friends are huge Mets fans, so being in New York, I'll watch the Mets. I'll watch the Cubs. I think that's going to be a great, entertaining series. I feel like the country is going to be rooting for the Cubs. You know what I mean? And I feel like only New York is going to be rooting for the Mets at this point because everybody wants to see the Cubs, finally do it. So,
well, Jeff, I think no doubt. I think the best series would be the Cubs and the Jays. I think, bro, you would have 12-10, 9-7, 11-10. I think the games would be unbelievable between those two teams because you got to remember one thing. The ace of the Cubs this year was Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta came from the American League East and the Baltimore Orioles. So the Blue Jays have seen Arrieta God knows how many times. So I think that would heavily swing things in the Blue Jay direction. But right now with these four teams, I think the Jays and the Cubs would be the best series.
Yeah. I just don't like Toronto, man.
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel that way about Kansas City. I know you don't like them because of the Yankees. I get all that. That's how I feel about the Dodgers. But Kansas, I'm just not crazy about this Kansas City team. And, bro, listen, I love the power of the Blue Jays. And, Jeff, I got to ask you this and try to be a little bit unbiased. Okay? Yesterday's game, which was an absolute classic game. I mean, the Jays and the Rangers, talk about somebody choking and taking the Big Apple. I'm sure Blake is crying in his Cheerios. That was absolutely pathetic. But Jeff, I want to ask you this, bro. What do you think about the back bat flip? And what do you think about when the guy hits the big home run like Batista did yesterday and puts on the show, at home plate, staring the pitcher down, flipping the bat? Now, forget that he's a Blue Jay. Forget that they're in the Yankees division. What do you think about that in general?
Everybody's making a big deal about how cool the bat flip was, but to me, the big thing was that look right at the pitcher, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he stared right at that pitcher. That's what I was noticing. Yeah, the bat flip was cool, but I was like, wow, he just, stared at that pitcher. I don't know, man. I would find it hard to believe if you're that person and you're hitting that home run in that situation to not be that pumped and excited about it. You know what I mean? I don't think he was trying to show up the pitcher because it looked like to me after he made that initial stare, he stopped. He looked away like I probably shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I have no issues with the bat flip. I think that was just a huge home run and a huge game and a huge moment, and the emotions got the best of him. So I'm cool with Joey Bats except for the fact that he always kills the Yankees. But yeah, I didn't really have an issue with that.
Well, I got to say this. As long as it's not Yasiel Puig, who I can't stand. I love every other bat flip but his. But, bro, I'm sorry. Listen, if I'm Dyson, the pitcher for the Rangers, like, I want to absolutely kill this guy. But I got to tell you, bro, I'm watching it yesterday, and it was just kind of like the coolest thing, to me. Bro, but that's, again, Jeff, it goes back to wrestling. That's what get guys over. You're going to remember Batista doing that. That's what gets guys over. It's a little edgy, bro, and I love it because that opens up the floodgate for everybody throwing at everybody else. I mean, come on, bro. That's what I love about it, and bro, listen, again, you want to talk about ratings and being the game grabbing you, somebody's getting thrown at it at that point. So now you got to watch the game. Who's going to get thrown? It adds to it, bro. I loved it. I love the bat flip.
I mean, there was so much about that 2 to 2.5 inning stretch that was just pure entertainment. Like, I was having a kick out of watching this game when the pitcher slapped Tulowitzki on the butt and he flipped out. Like, why the F are you touching me? What's wrong? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
At that and the was it Mark Burley that was F you at the ump and he got thrown out and Brett Cecil. I mean, to me, and then the fans throwing everything. I mean, I don't agree with that, but it was just entertainment. I was thoroughly entertained during that 3 innings.
Well, here was the beautiful thing too. Do you know why Burley got thrown out?
No, I just saw him mouthing at the ump. Like, I don't know what started that whole thing.
Bro, I love this too. Okay, first of all, bro, Burley ran out to the field 3 times.
Oh, I did hear that.
But, bro, here's why he really got thrown out, bro. Bro, he's not on the roster. He's not on the playoff roster. Like, he's just sitting in the dugout watching the game. He didn't make the playoff roster. So when he came out for a 3rd time, the umps finally said, bro, you're not even on the roster. All right, enough. And they sent them. But, and, bro, the call the inning before with the ball hitting the bat, when you could tell the ump had no clue of what the rule was. He never saw it before, didn't know what the rule was. But, bro, I got to tell you, I'm really excited about baseball, and I'm really excited about the playoffs, some good games. I'm glad finally, bro, your boy, I hate to say it, Don Mattingly will now be fired as soon as the World Series is over, and he should have been fired years ago. I've always said Mattingly was a great player, the worst manager I've ever seen manage a team. So now I think his fate is sealed. And, bro, you remember a couple of years ago, Mattingly was on the verge of being fired like 3 years ago, and then Magic Johnson and his group came in, and they liked Mattingly. But, bro, since then, he's led them to 3 division titles in a row, and he's been ousted the first round every single year. Who knows what would have happened if they would have got rid of Mattingly back then?
That's an Evansville boy right there, too.
Evansville, bro. Mattingly 23. Did you ever go to that place?
No, it was changed to Nick's Pizza and Wings when I lived there.
Yeah, I was there, bro. I was there when it was Mattingly 23. He had a basketball court in the bar, bro. It was really cool because of that. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah, I'm just I'm hoping, if the Cubs win the World Series, maybe we'll get vindication for Steve Bartman now, and the guy can come out of hiding. Did you ever watch the 30 for 30?
Oh, what a great documentary, bro.
Oh man, I at the time I didn't realize how serious it was. And you read this thing about, for those that don't know what we're talking about, he was the fan at the Cubs game that touched the ball and Moises Alou couldn't make the catch, and they led to that big inning for who were they playing at the time? I don't remember who they were playing.
I think the Marlins, bro.
Yeah, you're right. It was the Marlins. But anyway, the security had to escort him out of the game. They had to hide him in the tunnel. They had to dress him up. The security guard went to his house with him, and he hasn't been out in public since.
Yeah.
This is like crazy. So I feel, this guy was a huge Cubs fan, made a mistake. He does this. Chicago wants to kill him. Jeffrey Mayer does it. He's on the Tonight Show. You know what I mean? And it's I feel so bad for this guy. That's the one thing I as a human being, and this guy made a mistake for a game. I hope if the Cubs win the World Series, this guy can go on with living his life.
That's Buckner went through the same thing, bro. Buckner's life was absolutely miserable after that 86 World Series until, when the Red Sox won it, and that basically got Buckner off the hook. But what was that, 20 years later, bro?
Yeah, 18 years, wasn't it? 2004, I think.
Yeah, 2004. So what's going on here in Anything But Freakin' Wrestling, Jeff? I have a few things to talk about, bro. I want to say this. Listen, Jeff, you know how when you go in, when you're looking to get your foot in the door with a new company or start a new job and this and that, and the constant phone calls and the constant staying up on it, because the hard part is getting your foot in the door. Once you get in there, then it's up to you and your talent, and you could handle that. Have you been in that situation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then you're kind of like, well, I don't know about your situation, but then I would always get nervous. Okay, why aren't they getting back to me? What's going on here? Did they change their mind? Am I trying to call them too much? Am I emailing them too much? Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Well, Jeff, that's exactly what I've been going through the last 2 weeks, with this iHeartRadio gig, right? Because basically, bro, I met with them before I went to England and New York. And basically I said, listen, I'm committed. I got to go to England and New York. They said, no problem. As soon as you get back, we'll get you in here. That was last Monday. So, I called the guy on Monday, bro, and, I'll call you right back. Then it was Wednesday. Then it was Friday. Then it was this week. And then finally, bro, I got the commitment today to go in there tomorrow at 2:00. So I got to go down to a radio station at 2:00 tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to do with me. The guy said something about wanting me on the air, by the weekend. So I have no idea. I don't know. But I don't even care, bro. I know I just needed to get my foot in the door. So finally, keep my fingers crossed. Unless something comes up, I'll be doing that tomorrow.
That's cool, man. Now, do you know if the plan is still for you to start out doing the DJ?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always wondered how that works. I'm sure it's different for every radio station. But do you pick the songs, or they just tell you these are the songs you need to play this hour? Or?
I think they do that at the beginning, bro. But I think eventually, again, pay your dues like everything else. I think once you're in there for a while, I think then you could have a little, leniency. Hey, bro, that's what I loved about my wrestling show. They will let me pick the music. And I was really picking deep cuts of songs I loved. And, I know nobody really heard before. So I really, really enjoyed that. So obviously, bro, I'm going to go in there and whatever their rules are, whatever they want me to do, I'm going to do. But I think eventually you kind of get to build your own show, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I saw you you got a go-go coming on the show.
Bro, what about that, bro? Bro, listen, a couple of weeks ago, right? Bro, you know how I am with the heavy metal female vixens, right?
Oh yeah.
So, bro, I said to myself, I'm gonna follow each and every one that I know, and I was hell bent on getting one of them to follow me. Okay, so bro, I went after everyone. I know who they all are. So, bro, there are 5 Go-Go's. I know who they all are. So I followed all the Go-Go's. And bro, listen, believe it or let's be realistic here. The Go-Go's were hot in 1983. So, we're talking about 30 years ago, bro. So, like, literally outside of Belinda Carlisle, I have more followers than the other Go-Go's. And, bro, it's hard to imagine. They were so hot in the day. But, bro, these women are 55, 56 years old now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm thinking outside of Belinda Carlisle, maybe there's an outside chance I'll get one of them to follow me, right? So, bro, this was about 2 weeks ago. So, yesterday I get the follow back from Kathy Valentine. Kathy Valentine played bass for the Go-Go's. And, bro, as soon as I saw the follow, I DM'd her immediately. And I was like, thanks for the follow. I told her who I was. I said, bro, then I told her, like, I've been a fan since college. And then after I sent it, I'm like, should I really have said that? I kind of aged her by doing that, But I said, I've been a fan since college. I'd love to have you on my show. It would be an absolute honor, Bro, she DM'd me back immediately. Oh, I'm so thrilled that you want to have me as a guest on your show. I'm gonna be busy until November 1st. Just get in touch with me after November 1st, and we'll set it up.
That's awesome. It's funny because I don't know. Have you heard of the show The Goldbergs? It's a comedy on ABC.
Yeah.
Set in the 80s. Well, I was watching that with Big Guy the other night. We were watching a few episodes, and there was a Go-Go's song on in the show. And me and Big Guy were talking about the Go-Go's and blah, blah, blah. And that, like, an hour later, you were tweeting about her. And I was like, that's just random. Like, we were just talking about the Go-Go's, and now Vince all of a sudden has a Go-Go coming on the show. Like, I always wonder how that stuff always lines up, because it happens to me all the time. Random, weird stuff like that.
Yeah, and, bro, not only was she the bassist, she wrote, a lot of the hits. Like, she wrote Vacation. She wrote Head Over Heels. She wrote a lot of, classic songs that 30 years later, everybody knows, So now it's just a matter of, November 11th, we'll see what happens. But see, bro, then I have to, I got to walk them through Google Hangout. You know what I'm saying? That's when it gets to be like a little sketchy. Like, bro, Backlund called me and he wants to come on the show. But, bro, he didn't even know what Skype was. So, now I'm thinking, oh, man, now I got to go through the process of you got to download Skype and you know what I'm saying, bro? So, that's the only, you have to jump that hurdle. You know what I mean?
That's where you go, hey, listen, do you have a son or daughter that has used this before? Bring them over to your house and have them set you all up, and then we'll go.
yeah, that's what I got to do. But, yeah, bro, if I can score that, that'll be a pretty cool deal.
What happened to, I know Belinda Carlisle had the huge solo career, but what happened to the other 4?
Well, no, bro, they came back together a couple of times. And as a matter of fact, bro, at the end of the run, Kathy Valentine wound up suing the other 4 Go-Go's. So I think there's really bad blood. And as a matter of fact, bro, they still tour without her. So, she's kind of the rebel. She's, she kind of had issues with them. Obviously, I'm going to find out what that was about. But, they still tour, bro. And it's the 4 original ones, and they have somebody else playing bass. She's the only one not playing with them.
That's sad, man. I even heard, Guns N' Roses is getting back together. If you would hope these bands would just come together in the end and be let's just make it about the music and not
bro. That's how I am. With Steve Perry. Bro, just give me one last Journey tour. That's it. Just one last tour. Go around one time. Do 25, 30 dates, whatever you could handle. But as he gets older and older, I don't think that's going to happen.
All right.
So what's going on, Jeff? News wise, what do you have today?
I don't know if you know this. Were you ever big into the Back to the Future movies?
Yeah, the Cubs win the World Series.
Well, not only that, but next Wednesday, the 21st, that's the day that Marty went to the future and Back to the Future 2. Next Wednesday. That's the day. So, I've been waiting for this day my whole life, as lame as that sounds. As a kid growing up, I was 10, I think, when that movie came out. And I was just saying, oh, the future, 2015, it's so far away. We're going to have flying cars. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. It's just really weird to me that next week is that day. And it's all because of that movie. Like, I've seen that movie so many times. It seems so far in the future. Jaws 19, the Pizza Hut pizza that blows up in 3 seconds, you know what I mean? Just the dog that walks itself, all that stuff that never came to fruition. And then you look at some other stuff in the movie, like with the video phone calls and I think he had 300 channels, and we've blown beyond that. You know what I mean? So it's cool to me to see now we can see what happened and what didn't happen from the movie. I just think it's really neat that Wednesday's the day that Marty McFly went into the future. I don't know if some of our younger viewers that didn't grow up on those movies, they may think, what are you, you're an idiot, that's stupid. But to me, this is like a big deal to me. Like, I feel like I've been waiting for this day since 1989 when that movie came out. I don't know. I just think it's really neat.
Bro, I was talking to my wife about that yesterday because she didn't know about that. But, I mean, bro, how sick is it if they win the World Series?
I know, that's crazy.
I mean, that's like, bro, that's like a conspiracy theory type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's really cool. It kind of dates the movie as well. There was one of my favorite movie series of all time. I'm just really excited that what I'm going to do for my show, my next episode of Destiny Unbound, I'm going to watch the movie again this weekend, and I'm going to go through all the technology that they had in the future and see what stuff actually
that's a great concept,
came true and what did. So I've just always been a huge fan of those movies, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, my son Will, bro, Will's the oldest and he's 28. He was a huge fan of that franchise. He loved those movies, bro.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, man.
Yeah.
You got what do you got? I got a couple more things. Nothing too big, just some entertainment stuff.
Let's see what you got. Go ahead. You go first.
Well, I read this quote, and I don't know if I'm going to get heat for this, but like I don't know if people know, but Kathleen Kennedy is kind of like the in charge of the Star Wars franchise now. Like when it went to Disney, she's like the new Lucas. She's in charge of it. Well, she said that she wants a woman to direct a Star Wars film in the future. And this is her exact quote. She said, "It is going to happen. We are going to hire a woman who's going to direct a Star Wars movie. I have no doubt. On the other hand, I want to make sure we put someone in that position who's set up for success. It's not just a token job to look out and try to find a woman that we could put into a position of directing Star Wars. If we do want to bring a woman in to direct a Star Wars movie, we want to make sure that it's somebody who's passionate and really wants to do a Star Wars movie. We don't want to talk somebody into it." I just I don't know. I look at this differently, and maybe I'm in the wrong, but I just see this as, why does it have to be a woman? Why does it have to be a man? Why can't you just get the best person to direct this movie? I just feel like if you're saying, look, we're going to get a woman and they're going to direct this movie, is that fair to the men candidates? You know what I mean? I understand trying to give everybody the opportunity, but isn't that the point? Give everybody the opportunity, everybody the equal shot to get a job. So I feel like this isn't just saying we want to get the best person to direct it. We just want to get the best woman to direct it. And I feel like I think it's better if the best person to direct it is a woman, and that's how they get the job. You know what I mean?
What's her motivation to only want a woman to direct?
I think it has. I don't know. I didn't see what that was. I'm sure she said what it was, and I just missed it. I'm sure it has to do, they just had this big deal, this variety thing about, women equality in entertainment and film. And, Jennifer Lawrence had that thing with the women's pay, how her men co-stars get a lot more money than she does and stuff like that. So I'm sure it's along those lines. And maybe I'm taking her quote out of context. You know what I mean? I just always feel like, just get whoever deserves the job, the best person, whether they're male, whether they're female, whether they're white, black, Asian, whatever. Just give it to the best person.
It's like what's her name? Kathleen what now?
Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. It's like, she's trying to say, what are you trying to say? We have a problem if it's a woman director. I don't have a problem if it's a woman director. The woman director went through the same schooling, the same education. You paid her dues just as much as the male director did. I have no problem whatsoever if it's a woman director. So that's why I hate people when people do that. You know, she's making a stand like, oh, people are going to have problems because it's a woman director. Why would we have problems if it's a woman director? If she's a good director, who cares?
Yeah, and that's my deal. Listen, as a Star Wars fan, I want the best Star Wars movie possible, and that means the best screenwriter and the best director. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I want the best person to do it, and I think that's full equality, in my opinion.
Right.
Whether I'm right or wrong, that's what I believe. Full equality is every single person has the same chance to get a job, and the best person gets it. I think when you say, listen, we're only going to give this job to a woman, I feel like you're discriminating on every man.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just the way I look at it. The best person should get the job. That's just.
I agree with you. I was looking at this the other day too. You know, Jeff. It's funny you bring this up because this just came to my mind yesterday. I was watching, the NBA's in exhibition now, and they have female referees. Okay, in the NBA. I don't have a problem with this. I've never had an issue with this, but now I'm sitting there and I'm saying, why aren't there female umpires in Major League Baseball? You know what I'm saying? Now, I can almost understand football because, again, bro, you got to be careful of what you say. But, bro, how many times do we see referees get taken out in football? You know, it's a contact sport. If you're a woman, $120, and you're in the wrong spot, you can really get hurt. Major League Baseball, not so much. I mean, a woman can get out of the way of a foul, of a line drive down the third baseline as quick as a man can. So I'm wondering, okay, they got the woman in the NBA. Why isn't anybody making a stink about women umpires or women referees in hockey? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like some things, I don't know, they don't make sense.
Yeah, this may be wrong of me, but I'm listening. The Yankees-Astros game on ESPN. They had that girl in the booth. Her name was Jessica Mendoza or something like that.
Yeah,
she was a huge softball player, really good. And I'm listening to her, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but half of me sitting there thinking, is she only announcing just because she's a woman? You know what I mean? Was she the best choice to be the broadcaster? Because I'm listening to her, and I didn't think she was that good. You know what I mean? Like, you listen to somebody like, I can't think of Doris Burke on ESPN. I listen to her call a basketball game. I don't even sit there thinking she's a woman because she's great at what she does. She's just another commentator, just like anybody else. You know what I mean? I feel like if a woman's going to get a job announcing a man's sport or whatever, great. That's because they're the best person. And when I listen to Doris Burke on ESPN, I get that vibe. She's awesome at what she does. When Cheryl Miller used to call the games, she was awesome at what she did. But I'm listening to this girl call the baseball game, and she just sounded lost to me. So I'm thinking, part of me is just naturally thinking, is she only in the booth because she's a woman?
Yeah. Yeah, well, bro, you talk about, probably the best one out there is Susan Wallman from the Yankees. Have you ever heard her?
Oh, yeah, the radio announcer.
Oh,
yeah.
my God, bro.
Yeah.
She's like, just forget about it, bro. She knows more about baseball than I'll ever know in my freaking lifetime. She's absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's funny because she does the radio, but every time, like, after the game, they show her on the field, and all the Yankees are always going up to her. They love her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, yeah.
But that's the thing you don't think about, though. You're not looking at them differently. You're not saying it's a woman. You know what I mean? You're looking at them as a good broadcaster because they're the best for the position. And I think that's true equality when the best person gets the job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just my opinion. I don't know.
What else going on?
Oh, let's see. I don't know if we really want to go back to baseball. I was just wondering your thoughts on the Chase Utley slide.
That was Bush, bro. Absolutely Bush. I don't care. And it has nothing to do with him being a Dodger. That was absolutely Bush, bro. And, they suspended him, and he should have been suspended. And, to hurt somebody like that, break the guy's leg, I thought that was absolutely Bush.
Do you think in that type of situation, like Tejada's got a broken leg, you know what I mean? Should there be a precedence to, like, a criminal charge. You know what I mean? Battery on this guy. You know what I mean?
I don't think you can go that far, bro. But I mean, bro, I got to tell you something. I played baseball like for a lot of years, and I was a catcher, like as well. And bro, I got to tell you, like I had a vicious collision at home plate once in softball, and I was the runner, bro. I wasn't the catcher. And I mean, bro, I don't care what anybody says. When that throw's coming into home plate, and I know I was rounding third and coming down the baseline, and the throw's coming in. I hate to say this, bro, but like, not only do I want to be safe, like you want to take the guy out. Like you want to make sure that you're safe. And bro, I remember like, bro, this guy's face like hit my shoulder, like coming in as hard as I could, bro. The guy's nose was on the other side of his face. I mean, like the whole 9 yards. So like, I know what, when you're in that position and there's a chance of you hurting yourself, you want to make sure that I'm going to be safe no matter what. And that was exactly the play at second base with Utley. When you're going in that hard, there's a chance that you can hurt yourself. So you're not even going to think about, hurting the other guy. But, yeah, bro, it was the slide was so late. I thought it was a horrible, dirty slide.
Yeah, I didn't see it live. Like, I wasn't watching the game, and all of a sudden, like, I was messing around on Twitter, and my feed just exploded. Yeah. Like, people going nuts about this. And then it came out, like, then a second deal came out, and they're wondering, like, why was he safe? Like, I guess he wasn't even out on the play.
No, he never touched the bag.
So, but okay, maybe I got this backwards.
He never touched the bag. And then he just ran off the field. He never touched second base. So when they played the replay over, they saw that the Mets second baseman wasn't on second base, and they just awarded, Utley second base. They didn't even look at the replay that he never touched the bag.
Okay, so yeah, everybody was flipping out about that too,
bro. So, but here's the part that was insane to me, bro. This play happened. What's today? Today's Thursday. It happened like over the weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. When was it? Saturday? Was it Sunday?
Well, bro, here's the this is what I don't get. So the play happens. He's called safe. They wind up winning the game because of that. The next day, the commissioner office suspends him. Okay. Utley, what do you call it, bro? When you challenge, he appeals it, right? Bro, the appeal wasn't going to be heard until Monday. Like, does that make like any sense?
Especially they didn't play him in New York anyway, right?
No, because they would have killed him in New York.
Right.
But, like, does that make any sense? So, like, the Dodgers are out of it now. The appeal wouldn't have even been till Monday.
Right. Like, there's a big difference between a suspension in the playoffs and a suspension in April.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, you need to tell me you can't fly in a representative from the commissioner's office to the game and have some kind of a hearing, like immediately? Like, the guy's allowed to play in the rest of the games because he appeals. Now the hearing would be on Monday when they're already out of it. That whole system is screwed up to me.
Yeah, that's like the Brady appeal is what, in January, I think, or something?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Bro, let's talk about we have to talk about this Lamar Odom thing.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to go there because you kind of covered it on Chicken Necks.
No,
so
bro.
I left that up to you.
There are so many things going on here that I want to point out, that need to be pointed out. Okay. First of all, bro, I said this on Chicken X and I want to say it again. Okay. And I'm not going to get, I'm not going to hit anybody over the head with a Bible. I'm really not. But the Bible clearly says that you cannot make God and money both your master. You're picking one or the other, and I hope you're picking God, okay? In the case of the Kardashians, It's all about money. It's all about fame. It's all about a fortune. It's all about me, 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 me. It's all about self-love, the whole 9 yards. Bro, when you look at the trauma that this family has gone through and you think it's coincidental, it's not coincidental at all, bro. It's because their values are in the wrong place and they worship a god called money and fame and fortune and houses that, bro, $20 million houses that one person's living in, the cars, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you look at what this family has gone through and the tragedy that has taken place in this family, every single member of this family, I'm just telling you for the record, that's not coincidental. And I'm a firm believer, bro, on karma and what goes around comes around, and what this family, has gone through. Between Kim being married 3 times by the age of 30, Bruce Jenner is now a woman. Kylie, an 18-year-old girl, is running around with a 26-year-old lunatic, and she's had 7 breast implants at the age of 18. Now you got this situation with Lamar Odom. The situation with Courtney and Scott Disick, who just put himself in rehab. That's not coincidental, bro. That's because their priorities are in the wrong place. But here's what there's so many things with this Lamar thing, bro, where, you really got to call a spade a spade. And I only say this because sometimes as human beings, bro, we have to catch ourselves. You got to catch yourselves, and you gotta do right by people, and you gotta respect everybody. Bro, when Chloe and Lamar got divorced, okay, bro, she never wanted to divorce Lamar. He had a drug problem. He had a drug issue. Bro, of course, they only knew each other for a month before they got married. She would have found that out shortly thereafter, but after a month, they had to get married. So she gets married. She finds out the guy has all these issues. They wind up getting separated. You can go back, YouTube it, wherever, and you'll see every single episode of her saying, if it were up to me, I'd still be married to Lamar. I love Lamar. It was not her deal to be divorced from this guy. Okay, bro, as a matter of fact, she waited a long time to file the divorce papers. To this day, the divorce is not filed. Okay, so, bro, here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro, because now she's by his bedside, holding his hand. She's distraught. She's not leaving his bedside, the whole 9 yards. Okay, here's the deal, bro. She loved Lamar. She wished they never got divorced. She wished they never got divorced, yada, yada, yada. Okay, bro? Well, now she starts dating James Harden. Who's he play for these days?
Rockets.
Okay, for the Rockets. Okay, now she's dating Harden. Now there's pictures of her and Harden everywhere. Okay, all of a sudden, bro, a couple of weeks ago, Lamar is trying to make contact with Chloe. Now, we don't know if Lamar's in trouble. We don't know if Lamar, now may be going to her for help out of desperation. But it's documented she's at a nightclub. Okay, keep in mind, she's dating Harden now. So she doesn't love Lamar as much as she did before Harden, right? So now, bro, she's dating Harden. Lamar shows up at a nightclub she's at. What does she do, bro? Out the freaking back door like a bat out of hell. Another week later, Lamar goes to where she's working out. He's trying to talk. She freaking avoids him, runs away from him. This was the guy she loved, bro. This was the guy she never wanted to force. But now she's got a new man. So now she's running away from Lamar. She's painting Lamar as a stalker. Lamar comes to the nightclub. We don't know what he wants to talk to her about. She's out the back door because now she's got a new man. And now look what happens to Lamar, bro. And now how does she feel about that. You know what I'm saying, bro? And it always comes down, and I try to tell this, I try to say this all the time. Even me, bro, as hot as I get at people sometimes, and, you know, human beings, and I get frustrated and all that stuff, at the end of the day, bro, you still have to treat people with respect, because you never know what's going to happen. You know, bro, life is so short. You're here today and gone tomorrow. That's the way it is. You know, God forbid now, if Lamar, God forbid, passes away, what's this girl going to have to live with her whole life? She's going to have to live with, well, when I was at my cycling class and he came to track me down and he wanted to talk to me, maybe he was coming because I was in trouble. He was in trouble. Maybe that, you know what, she's going to have to live with that, all because, well, she's got a new guy now. She didn't need Lamar. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that's the point, bro. You gotta freaking treat people with respect and like human beings, because especially people you love, bro. Because you don't know, you're here one day and you're gone the next day.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And what really irritates me about this whole deal is, you know, obviously Lamar made decisions he shouldn't have made that put him in this situation. But you still want the guy to get better. You know what I mean? You want him to pull through. You want him to be able to turn his life around. But this whole circus has been about the Kardashians. You know, you go on TMZ, there's a picture of Kris Jenner distraught outside the hospital. Breaking news, our sources tell us that Kim and Khloe are on the way to the hospital. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they on CNN, I think it was CNN, they referred to Lamar Odom as a reality TV star. Guy's a two-time NBA champion. Why are we calling him? I mean, it's all about the Kardashians, this deal. And they wanted nothing to do with this guy, you know what I mean? But as soon as he's in trouble and he's the big news story, there they are. They're right there. That's just me from the outside. I would have to imagine that Khloe probably still has feelings for this guy being married to him. I understand that. But I just feel like that's where the media is going, so that's where they're going. You know what I mean?
Bro, I did. There was a picture, and you can go look at it on TMZ today. Like, that really, really turned me off. But they caught on TMZ today, like there was a, you know, Kylie and Courtney and Kim and Chris. And like they're all leaving the hospital, getting on their private plane, of course. And bro, they all have these like oversized dark sunglasses on, like every single one. I'm like, you know what? Like what? Like, okay, we can't show emotion. We can't show that we're really upset over this guy and we're really upset because our sister is being faced with this. We got to wear these freaking, you know, sunglasses that are as big as our face. You know what I'm saying, bro? It just like really, really, really freaking rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I just, you know, and somebody, I don't know who it was, but some woman wrote this blog. And the only reason I saw it is because Dewey Foley tweeted it. But it was a great read about Kardashians. This isn't about you. This is about Lamar, A, recovering from this, not dying, and B, beating his demons. This has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. You know what I mean? And I thought it was well written, and that's just the thing. Like, if you're telling me that they couldn't get there without anybody knowing, you know what I mean? Like, leave me alone. This is a family matter. This is private. I'm just here to see this guy. But no, it's all over. Everybody knows where they're going. They're purposely walking outside where they know the cameras are so they get the pictures of them. You know what I mean? It's just, can we make this about Lamar Odom hopefully recovering and turning his life around and not – I mean, there's an article. Keeping up with Kardashian cameras are not at the hospital. Dude, why is this news? You know what I mean?
Well, bro, you know, I'm telling you, bro, it karma, bro. It's all going to come crashing down. Again, it already has. Look, bro, what about this? Kobe Bryant, right, who was very close with Lamar, bro. Supposedly, the Lakers had an exhibition game in Vegas while this was happening to Lamar. Supposedly, Kobe Bryant faked an injury so he can go to the hospital to see Lamar, okay? And, you know, Kobe got there right away. There are pictures of Kobe. And, bro, what about then you hear this with this Master P?
He's blaming Kobe for this.
No, yeah, well, he calls Kobe out, and he basically says Kobe's putting on a show, this, that, and the other thing, because Kobe could have got Lamar back on the Lakers. That's all Lamar wanted. But, and Kobe owns the Lakers, and Kobe could have got Lamar back on the team and did nothing to help Lamar. And now all of a sudden, he cares about Lamar. Bro, what a Bush thing to say about, somebody, bro. A guy literally is dying. He's literally on the cusp of life and death. And Kobe Bryant stopped everything to get by the guy's bedside as quick as he could. And this Master P is going to make a statement like this, like, if he cared so much, he would have got him back on the Lakers. Are you freaking kidding me, bro?
Yeah, I mean, that's an awful thing to say, and logically it's a dumb thing to say too, because is that how it works? Anybody that wants a job just gets it because they want it. He wants to play for the Lakers, so Kobe should have put him on the Lakers. Well, if Lamar deserved to be on the Lakers and he was good enough to still be on the Lakers, he would have been. You know what I mean? That, to me, that's irrelevant in this whole situation. If Kobe's still his friend and Kobe's still supporting him and going to the hospital, to me, that's separate from work. To say because Kobe didn't go to management and make them give him a contract that this happened, I just think that's silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people say a lot of dumb things, bro, in a situation like this. But again, man, when you hear Lamar Odom's life story, bro, it's a very, very, very sad story. It was one tragedy after another. A couple of his best buddies just passed away, drug overdoses, like within the last couple of weeks. He lost a daughter at 7 months. His mother died of cancer when he was a kid. His father's a drug addict. I mean, this guy has had to overcome so much. And, bro, everybody you hear talk about him, they say was a great guy. He is a great guy, and he has a great heart. And, you just hope the guy can pull through this thing, bro. It's a real sad story.
Yep. And, who knows what's going on in his head, because from one thing that I was reading, they were saying, the Kardashians are, really the only family he's ever had. You know what I mean? The real true family. So, if they were really that close, and look, I've never watched the show, and who knows how much of that's real anyway, but I mean, if he's really close with his family, and then all of a sudden, he's not with Chloe anymore, and he's not seeing these people anymore, he's back on his own again. And it really doesn't matter how much money you have. Money doesn't affect your personal feelings with other people. You know what I mean? Right. How you feel. Do you feel loved? Do you feel wanted? Money has nothing to do with that. So, I don't care if this guy's a millionaire, how much money he has. He's got NBA rings, blah, 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 blah. In his mind, he could be thinking, at however old he is, I finally have a real family and I just lost them all. What the heck am I going to do with the rest of my life? Yeah. And maybe that sent him spiraling down this path. It's sad, man.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Well, let's just pray and hope that he's okay. Anything else?
Let's see. I did have a note here, and I don't know if anybody's going to know what this is, but I was excited because one of my favorite comic books was called Why the Last Man. And it was this DC Vertigo book that came out in 2003, lasted for about 5 years. And it was this story about all the men on Earth died except for one guy, and all the women survived. Okay. So this guy was the only male left alive on Earth populated by women. And they turned this. You would think as a guy, this is a dream situation. You know what I mean? You could have any girl you want, blah, 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 blah. And this was just hell for this guy. And it is such a good story. It was one of my favorite comics of all time. Anyway, FX just announced that they're developing this into a TV series, and I'm just really excited about that, and I can't wait till that starts.
What's the name of it again, Jeff?
Y, the letter Y, the last man.
Wow,
that's the Y chromosome.
That does seem like it would make a good show.
Yeah, and also financially, when The Walking Dead became a TV series, the #1 issue of that comic book like exploded. It's worth like $1,200, $1,300 now. And I have the first issue of Y the Last Man autographed by the author. So
Nice.
selfishly, I would like for this to become a TV show also, and hopefully that balloons into a high-priced comic book because it's worth like $60 right now. So if this becomes
that's
a
a
TV
good little
series,
deal. That's a good little deal.
But
and also,
it's a great series, man. I love it.
yes. Did they say when they're shooting for?
No, they just said they're looking for. I guess the guy that wrote the comic, his name is Brian Vaughn. He's gotten into TV. He was a writer on Lost during season 4. He was. He developed Under the Dome for CBS, so I guess he's going to be involved, and they're just looking for people to work with him on it. So yeah, they didn't really have any details. It's just FX is developing, so it's still in the preparation stages. But it was a great story, man. So if anybody hasn't read it, you can check out the trades or whatever. I recommend it. It's a really good comic.
Yeah, and also, Jeff, I'm very proud of myself this year with the television viewing. I'm watching more television than you and more shows than you, and I'm really making it a point to do this because I'm not even gonna get into it. I don't know. I don't know what kind of a wrestling conversation anybody has anymore. I don't know what you possibly talk about. I saw in the headlines again today, and I hope you have it for fodder tomorrow, that Blue Pants is in some kind of hot water again, which I'm really excited to discuss.
I do have Blue Pants news in the pile.
But outside of Blue Pants, I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about. So I'm watching these shows, really trying to watch these shows. I watched another great one the other night, bro. My daughter was a big fan of the Fargo, series last year, and basically, she said to me, like, there's a new season, but it's a whole new story. So she goes, you don't have to know, you didn't have to watch last year or whatever. So I watched the first episode of Fargo. Bro, I think there's so many shows on Monday night. Like, I think Fargo's on Monday night. That Blind Spot is on Monday night. There's so many good shows, but I watched Fargo on Monday night. Bro, I'm a huge Brad Garrett fan because I'm a huge Everybody Loves Raymond fan. He's in this. Ted Danson is in this. Kirsten Durst is in this. And the first episode was on last week. Really, 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 really good show, bro. And I enjoyed that. I think you should put that on your list.
I recorded it, man. I watched the first season. The first season was phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Did you watch the first season?
No, my daughter told me, and my daughter's hard to please, bro. You know how she is. Yeah.
I don't know if it's on Netflix or anything, but if it is, man, they had Billy Bob Thornton. They had Martin Freeman. So well written, man. Like, it was phenomenal. It was only like 10 episodes. So yeah, I recorded Monday's show. I just haven't watched it yet. But
I think I saw a Ted Danson interview, and I think this one might only be 8 episodes or something. It's really, really short. Another thing I'm looking forward to, bro, because we've been talking a lot about this lately, is Tracy Morgan is hosting at SNL. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, first time, bro. Bro, he just did comedy. He just did stand up for the first time a couple of days ago. So,
yeah, I saw the photos.
Yeah, he's gonna be hosting. I'm just eager to see, bro. Because usually the guest gets themselves involved in the writing and the skits. So being that Tracy's there and he knows the system, I'm just curious to see if it's a better show because he gets involved in some of the writing. Because I swear to God, bro, you can make so many comparisons between that show and the WWE. It's not even funny. But I'm hoping Tracy Morgan makes it a good episode.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't hear that. I heard Trump, and that was the only thing I heard, that Trump was going to be on there.
Yeah. So that should be interesting.
Do you know when it is? Like, did they announce when it's going to air?
Tracy?
Yeah.
It's this Saturday.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. He's on this week.
2 days from now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, tonight,
okay.
Bro. Tonight.
Tonight for people that are watching this. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm going to record that then so we have something to talk about.
So now I know you were really behind. Have you caught up on any of your television viewing?
Well, let's see. Except for tonight's episode, I'm now caught up on Heroes Reborn, and I absolutely love it so far. But I was a huge fan of the original series, so this is like going back home for me. I love it. As far as this week goes, I am behind on everything. but I'm caught up to this week. So like I have to watch this week's Blind Spot. I have to watch this week's Gotham. I have to watch this week's Scream Queens. I watched The Flash. I'm behind on that. The Goldberg, South Park. I'm behind on that. Moonbeam City. Tommy Blacha is the writer for that show. That's on after South Park. I have to watch this week's episode. So yeah, I'm. There's something else that came on tonight. Oh, I watch How to Get Away with Murder on ABC. I think that's a good show. The Blacklist. So I tape all these shows. I'm just so far behind, man.
Yeah, bro. Do you see who they're bringing in to play Penguin's father on Gotham?
Yeah, Pee-wee.
Yeah, it's pretty good for him, bro. You know, good for him that he could still get work. You know.
Yeah, I'm just nervous, man. The ratings have plummeted for that show, and I don't understand why it's such a good show.
What night is that on?
It's Monday, 8 o'clock.
Why do you think that the ratings have plummeted, bro?
I don't know. I know The Voice is up.
What's it up against? Oh, The Voice?
I don't know if The Voice – I think The Voice is 8 to 10. I'm not sure. But now Supergirl is going to be starting for CBS, and I believe that will be on at 8 o'clock as well because the Big Bang Theory is on right now, Monday at 8. So that's going against Gotham. But the Big Bang Theory will be moving back to Thursday when football comes off of CBS. And then Supergirl is going to debut on Monday against Gotham. So I'm a little nervous there. CBS always, gets the big viewing. I'm not sure what ABC has on Mondays, but probably Big Bang Theory in Monday Night Football is the
that show draws huge, bro. I didn't realize how popular that show was because I don't watch it.
Oh yeah, like 17, 18 million an episode, man.
That's crazy, bro.
Yep.
Bro, did you know during the Attitude Era from the years of like 96 to 2000, the baseball halted the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
And there were no Monday Night Football games during that time. You know that, bro, don't you?
Shut it down. Yep.
Yeah, bro, they shut down the playoffs and the World Series during the Attitude. I just want everybody to know that for the record.
Dude, I remember, this was my college. The Attitude Era was my college years. Nobody gave a crap about Monday Night Football unless their team was playing. That was it. Monday night was wrestling.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's a different time. It's a different time. Yeah.
But it was just amazing. Like it didn't matter what was on. Wrestling was the best thing on, and that's what people wanted to watch.
Right.
And I think that's what people don't get right now. It's not because Monday Night Football is on. It's because Monday Night Football is a better product than the WWE right now.
Right, exactly. And wait, bro. I hope they're not up against the Mets and the Cubs. I don't know how the playoff schedule plays out, but if there's a playoff game Monday, forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the schedule. Yeah. But
all right, bro. So that's it for anything but freaking wrestling. And tomorrow, well, they're watching this on Saturday, but it's really Thursday night. So tomorrow morning we will get together, Jeff, and we will do Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Dirt. A lot I want to talk about.
So everybody watching this has probably already watched that episode.
Probably
so
that's
the time loop. We don't even know what it is yet, and you've already watched it.
And it was probably phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's remind everybody because these are our subscribers. Again, thank you for subscribing and your loyalty.
This is a free show. This
is a free show.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's talk to the people that this is a free show. Okay. Couple things. First of all, kayfabe commentaries. I got to put them over. Okay. And my You Shoot live interview just came out. It just came out. They told me to plug that.
Now that's the one. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the one where New Jack was a fan and asked you, and then Ryan DiBiase, was right behind New Jack in line, and he got to ask you a question.
Right behind New Jack, and I even think there was a guest question, if my memory serves me correctly, from Kevin Nash as well.
Yeah, I remember because I remember watching that. I had never seen this, and I remember watching the clip on YouTube, and I think we even discussed this on one of our shows. Like I was watching the New Jack thing, and I'm looking, I'm like, that's Ryan right behind him. Like I didn't even know in the video. I just thought that was so cool. I said, Ryan, I tweeted him. I saw you in this video. I just thought that was really cool. Yeah. So yeah.
So check that out, kayfabecommentaries.com. Amazon, please, guys, if you order anything from Amazon, go through VinceRussoBrand.com, order through our Amazon site. It doesn't cost you anything. We get a little bit of a kickback.
And I did this myself. I ordered Orphan Black Season 3, which is my favorite television show on TV right now. I ordered it by going to VinceRussoBrand.com, and I paid the exact same price that I would have paid if I didn't go, but it helps us out. So we'd appreciate it if you would do that as well.
And also, subscribe to the brand if you're not a subscriber. You could see we do video podcasting every single day. You just got the Bruce Pritchard interview. I believe next week is going to be Gail Kim and I believe Shannon Moore. And, bro, Shannon Moore's a good interview because a lot of people don't know this. Shannon Moore was basically hired by TNA to babysit his good friend Matt Hardy. And he knows it. I mean, Shannon knows it. And the night with the match against Sting, when we know the condition Matt Hardy was in.
Jeff, right?
Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry. Jeff Hardy. Shannon, who was more or less responsible for Jeff, kind of talks about that night and what happened. And it was interesting to me because I didn't know. And Shannon Moore's a great freaking guy. I mean, and it's a good interview. And Gail Kim, it's just. Now,
did 3 Count come up at all? Because
absolutely. Oh, my God.
One of my favorite all-time entertaining acts in wrestling. Dude, I remember sitting with Big Guy and my buddy Abe, who was on a couple of my shows. I just interviewed him. And, dude, we just 3 Count was – and when Tank Abbott came out and when they did the music videos, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV, dude. Absolutely loved it.
We definitely talked about 3 Count. That was phenomenal. And also, Jeff, I want to clarify something and help me with this because you have a better way of articulating things better than I do. We had some – we were trying – we turn out a lot of content. And, basically the Realm Network has to house that content. And because we churn out so much content, they're constantly turning it over and putting a lot of content in the vault. And we were experimenting with how long should we leave the content up before we put it in the vault. We heard back from a couple of subscribers. There were a couple of miscommunications. But right now, everything is going – once we do this show will be up for an entire month. And then it is going to go in the vault. So, Jeff, clarify that in case it sounded confusing coming from me. You have a good way of explaining things.
Well, basically, if you're a VIP member and when you go into your content shelf where you get all your videos or your audio, whichever way you prefer to listen to it, that stuff will be there for 30 days, okay? So, but in that 30 days, you have the option to download that to your personal computer or device and keep that, save it, keep it for yourself. So what I would recommend doing, if you may not get to a certain video within the 30 days and you're going to watch it down the road, or B, you're going to want to watch it again and you want to keep it, just download it to be safe. That way you have it on your computer 30 days, when it goes off of the site, you still have it. You can watch it anyway or anytime that you want. And another reason why we did this is, a lot of you were talking to me about how, I can just sign up for 1 month and get all the content that there's someone new can sign up and get all the content that I've been paying every single month for. And I don't think that's fair. And we agreed with you. So by taking it off after a month, it protects your investment for people that have supported us for so long and you're paying every single month. You're getting the content you pay for, and somebody just can't come in and pay once for a month and get all the content that you've already paid for at a discounted price. So there's multiple reasons for doing this. It's in the interest of the paying brand member, but you have that option to download it and keep it for yourself.
Bro, are you missing a season of Seinfeld?
No, I have them all.
I thought it was I thought there were 9 seasons.
There is.
Why am
season 1 and season 2 are in the same DVD box.
There you go, Jeff.
Because there was only like 5 episodes in season 1.
Yeah, my ADD was starting to kick in behind you. I'm like, wait a minute, he's missed one. That freaks me out. Bro, are you the kind of guy that, like, once you start collecting a series, like, you got to get everyone?
Yeah, and I've always been that way, and now I'm trying not to do it just to have it. Because I've always wasted money that way. I may never watch it again, but if I got season 1, 2, and 3, I better have 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Bro.
And so I've kind of gotten out of that. So there are some that I don't have the whole series of, like South Park. I think I have like the first 6 and then like season 9 and like season 14 or something, but they're up to like season 18 or 19. So I'd have to go spend a lot of money to complete that collection.
That's where the thrift stores come in, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, but normally I am, and they got to be in alphabetical order. They got to be in order for season 1 to whatever season. Yeah. Like all my stuff's in alphabetical order. So yeah, normally I have to complete the collection.
Yeah, I'm that way too. I drive myself crazy. All right, everybody, that's this edition of Anything But Freakin' Wrestling. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed Line Tigers. Remember next week, Gail Kim, Shannon Moore. We'll see you. Have a great rest of your weekend, even though it's Thursday, but you think it's Saturday, and we'll catch you on the rebound. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Jeff.
Visit VinceRussoBrand.com to sign up for exclusive VIP content. You get over 20 new video shows monthly, including Vixens Who Rule and The Swerve, where Vince Russo interviews stars in wrestling and beyond. Listen to Vince and Jeff Lane discuss weekly news and rumors and review Attitude Era Raws. Also, watch the cult hit Bucket Full of Chicken next. Go to VinceRussoBrand.com and click the red subscribe button to join now.